Greetings and welcome to another video. It's the 16th of June 2024 and I'm in Dawley at the moment. This is my second video this afternoon. In my previous video I returned to Pool Hill, which is a place I've been to a few times already and made a couple of videos about Pool Hill. I think the last time I was here making a video was last year, about a year ago now. And well, when I finished that video exploring Pool Hill, it occurred to me it would be a good idea to return to another place I've been to a few times before and explore it again. Why? The simple answer is because it's going to be a fun thing to do. It's going to be honestly good to be outside enjoying the good weather we've got going on today, and it'll just be a bit of nice fun returning to one of my favourite places in Dawley. And just like with Pool Hill, the place I'm going to be visiting in this video, I don't visit enough. I really do need to visit this place more often because it's a good place. It's definitely one of my favourite places in all of Dawley, especially in all of Telford. So yeah, it's just going to be a fun thing to do. With that in mind, let's carry on and begin with where I'm standing at the moment. And where I'm standing is, well, on the edge of Pool Hill. So let's have a look. Where I'm standing at the moment is, well, like I said, the edge of Pool Hill. And if you have a look behind me, this is just a gorgeous view. Not only of in front of me, Dawley itself, but in the distance you can see some of the Shropshire Hills, and that view in the distance is definitely one of my favourite landscape views that you've got the chance to see from certain areas in Dawley. So yeah, definitely one of my favourite views, the distance in front of me here. And if we have a look just immediately in front of me, you can see this path, this public footpath in front of me here. If we were to follow this path in front of me, then we'd be exploring Pool Hill. And yeah, if you watched my previous video today, you'll know this path because well, yeah, we explored it as part of having a walk around Pool Hill. So if you want to see how this path pans out, then by all means click on to watching my previous video today. But obviously we're not going the way in front of me right now. Instead, we're just gonna turn round 3 steps, and it's from here we're going to be getting to where we want to be. And as you can see, we're on the main road at the moment. I forget the name of this main road, but if we were to travel it to my left in the direction I'm facing, then if we were to follow the road in the direction I'm facing, that'll take us to the Telford Steam Railway Station, and beyond that we'll be in Horsehay, basically. So yeah, if you want to get to Horsehay from where I am, follow the road in the direction I'm looking at. But we're not going that way. Instead, we're coming up this way. Yeah, like I said, I forget the name of this road, but it'll probably be mentioned later on, maybe. But to get to where we want to be, we're just coming over this way, following the path right here. So just coming past this business, and you'll see this little signpost here indicating a public footpath. There's a website there, www.dawleyheritage.co.uk. so that's going to be a worthwhile website to visit, www.dawleyheritage.co.uk. So yeah, we're just coming, as you can see, along here. The reason why I'm walking along this way is because I figured it'd be a good idea to show you how the Brandlee connects to where we want to go to. And it's only a few feet walk, about 10 meters walk maybe. It's not far you have to go to get from Pool Hill to where we want to be. And so I figured it'd be a good idea to show how the two places connect up. So yeah, with that in mind, we're almost where we want to be at. Worst case scenario, it's only a 5-minute walk between these two locations. And what we are looking for is this set of steps here. Of course, you've got this underpass. Right, if we were to go to Dawley, then that's where we go. Going through there takes us to Dawley itself. But what we want to do today is go up this way. And that's where we want to be, right in front of us. At that gate there. So yeah, we're looking for this gate. And if we have a look behind me, we're on the main road. And right there is the path we were just at. And down that way, down the main road that I'm looking at right now, back down that way is where we started this video. So yeah. And like I said, here is where we want to be. And as you can see, this is part of the Coronation Walk, Telford 2023. So let's go through the gate. And this is what we're looking for. for Brandlee. Yeah, this is going to be good. And as you can see, right here we've got a park bench for you to sit on and take the time to enjoy where we're at. And we've got a signpost over here. Green Guarantee Site. Telford Region Council's Green Guarantee protects areas of council land from any future development. And as you can see, you've got a QR code there which you can scan and get more information about these Green Guarantee sites. So yeah. When I first moved to Dawley, I never knew the Brandlee existed, and I'd go past this gate countless times, and I was always curious where the gate led to, basically. And obviously one day I found the time to explore beyond the gate. And if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know I've been to the Brandlee a couple of times now. But again, I think the last time I was here was either last year or maybe 2 years ago. I forget which it was. But like I said, as with Pool Hill, the Brandlee is one of my favourite places in Dawley, and it's definitely one of the places that I need to visit more often because it's just a really fun place to be. I absolutely love being here. So with that in mind, let's take advantage of the good weather. Let's take advantage of the fact that I'm here in the first place. Let's carry on and explore the place. So yeah, good times. Now, even though the entrance to the Brandlee, the entrance to where I am, despite the fact that it's on a main road, it doesn't take long to find yourself in peace and quiet and an absolutely gorgeous bit of tranquility. I think on most days, especially through the summer, after a certain point, I think the only noise you'll actually hear in this place is the sound of the steam trains at the nearby steam train station. Well, depending on what day of the week you happen to be along here anyway. Right, if you pay attention to the sound, you can't hear the cars anymore. You can't hear the road traffic. At this point onwards, the most noise you're going to hear are the birds. Now, as I found out on one of my previous visits here, there are a couple of side paths which go off in a different direction, and bring you out right by the train station that's near here. And if you want to know how I found those paths and how those side paths bring you out by the steam train station, then yeah, you'll have to check one of my previous videos for that from a couple of years ago. But yeah, as for today, the plan is just to stick to the Brandlee itself. And as you can see, the path is a bit muddy today. No doubt because of the bad weather we had yesterday. There was a lot of rain going on during the day, and I think overnight as well there was a lot of rain. So if you happen to be exploring this place yourself one day and it's been raining, then make sure you've got a nice pair of boots on, or wearing shoes or trainers you don't mind getting dirty. As you can see, the tree surgeons have been here, keeping the place tidy, keeping the trees healthy, and making sure no dead wood causes any damage. And as you can see, we've got a couple more signposts for the Coronation Walk. Now with that, if we have a look, it looks like the Coronation Walk signpost we're looking at right now is pointing off in the direction of this side path to my left. Yeah, so it looks like this path I'm looking at right now is part of the Coronation Walk, Telford 2023. Might be worth exploring on another day, and I think that might be the path that takes you down to the steam train station. I'm not sure, but we'll come back another time and explore it properly, I think. See how that pans out. In the meantime, I want to stick to the original plan of exploring the Brandlee itself up this way. Now, I've briefly mentioned the Telford steam train station. I have made a couple of videos before about the trains you can see there, and at some point during the summer I do plan to go back to the train station and make a couple of more videos about the trains there. On top of that, there is a walk which I've done once before, starting nearby the train station, which I'd like to return to. My original plan was to go along that footpath by the train station today, but I changed my mind and instead doing the 2 videos of Pool Hill and also here, the Brandlee. So with that being the case, I'm going to have to come back another day, back to the train station and explore another time the paths I'm thinking of exploring. But there's plenty of time for that. In the meantime, like I say, let's just enjoy this afternoon and the beautiful weather. So yeah, let's carry on. You'll see the path has now changed to a gravel path. So yeah. I made note of this before, where on my last visit, on my last visit to the Brandlee, I did make note of how the gravel path we're looking at now had been put down, so it was a new feature at the time anyway, so it's good to see the gravel path is still here. Obviously it's an advantage, it's a positive thing for when, like now, you're coming along here and the path is more stable than it would have been if it was just a normal dirt path covered in mud. And as you can see, the path has taken me round to the left. Now we are going to stick to the path because it will eventually loop round and the loop will take us back to where we started. Now there should be an interesting little point coming up in a moment. I think, yeah, we're almost there. Don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a tree stump in front of us, cut down. But yeah. Here it is. Now you'll see the path does go around to my right, and we will be going down that way in a moment. But before we do, I just want to have a look at this. You'll see that the path opens up as you can see. The path opens up to a gate, which today is open, fortunately. And as you can see, it opens up to this restricted byway. Now this path I have explored before in a previous video. It was either last year or 2 years ago, one of the two. And if we were to follow the path to my right, along this way, that will take you toward Dawley basically. And specifically, the path in front of me will take you to Dawley Road. And Dawley Road will connect you, connects from Dawley all the way down to Wellington. So that's what you'll find if you go in the direction I'm facing at the moment, Dawley and Dawley Road. However, if we have a look to my left and go instead in the direction that I'm facing now, that will take you to the Telford Steam Railway Station. And I think you might be able to hear one of the engines in the distance. But yeah, from where I'm standing, if you want to go to the Steam Railway Station, then you head off in the direction I'm facing. On top of that, if we have a look, this path is part of the Telford T50 50-mile trail. So in both directions, both in that direction in front of me toward Dawley and Dawley Road, and also back in this direction toward the train station, in either case you'll be travelling along a section of the Telford T50 50-mile trail. So yeah, but in the meantime, as for right now, what we're doing is coming back this way. As you can see, we're going to be rejoining this public footpath and going back through the gate back onto the Brandlee. Now the path to my right is where we've just come from, so we're not going that way. Instead, we're sticking to the plan I mentioned a few minutes ago and going this way to my left. As you can see, on a day like today, the Brandlee is gorgeous. As I said already, even though the entrance to this place does sit on the main road, after a certain point, the only noise you'll actually hear, the loudest thing here, will either be the sound of your own voice, the birds in the trees, or the train station in the nearby distance. So as you can tell, the gravel path has stopped and it's given way to a normal dirt trail, which is fine. Don't worry about that if you happen to be this way yourself. If you happen to be in the same spot I am at now, then you're in the right place. At this point you'll see for yourselves what I was saying earlier on, of how the path loops around. So unless you happen to explore one of the side paths, you can't really get lost here. It's just follow the main path and you're eventually back to where you started. And as you can see, at this point onwards, the gravel path continues again. So yeah. Now something really interesting has occurred. I've just met a guy here walking his dog along this path I'm on at the moment, and we just had a nice chat, hi, how are you and all that, and this fellow told me that there's a deer living somewhere here, in the Brandlee, and I honestly did not know that. Apparently this guy says a few people have seen this deer, or at least heard it passing through the bushes, so it's really good. And apparently there's a golf course nearby. Well, there is a golf course nearby here, which I've explored before in a previous video a while ago. But apparently this deer has been seen on, or at least nearby, that golf course. So that's brilliant. I had no idea about that deer. So yeah, whenever I visit here again, I'm going to have to spot out for that deer. It's going to be really good. It's going to be gorgeous if I happen to see it. But yeah. Alright, so yeah, the loop is almost complete, and here we are, returning to the path we were on earlier on, and this is it. Now, the path to my right, well, we've just been down that way, as we saw, and that'll take us to that restricted byway I showed you earlier on. And if we were to go that way, we'll only loop back around to where I'm standing right now, so we're not going to go that way. Instead, we're going to follow the path to my left, and it'll be this way that takes us back to where we started. That deer I was told about around here. I know deer happen to be shy creatures. If I happen to stand any chance of spotting it, then yeah, I'm not going to stand any chance of spotting that deer when I'm walking on this gravel path. As you can tell, it's a bit of a noisy path going on. But the ordinary dirt path, like I've just walked on right now, very quiet. So unless I learn how to walk on gravel path in such a way I don't make any noise or very little noise, then I'm gonna have to wait to be walking on the stretch of dirt path when it's a bit more quiet underfoot before I stand a chance of seeing that deer. That would be good though, that would be gorgeous. In the meantime, let's carry on forward. Carry on this way. So here we are on the approach back to where we started. And like I said, don't forget to click on that, scan and click on that QR code if you get the chance to get more information of hopefully the Brandlee, but also the other green guarantee sites that Telford and Region Council are looking after. So yeah. So what we're going to do now is get across the road and we're going to head down to the underpass. So we're here, and as you can see, a signpost for the Coronation Walk, Telford 2023, pointing us off to my right. And as we already know, if we were to travel along the path I'm looking at right now, that would take us back to Pool Hill and back to where we started this video. But we're not going that way. Instead, I want to take us through the underpass. So yeah, through the underpass is the plan. And as you can see, we're back in Dawley. On that note, I'm going to finish this video here. Just like with my previous video today, it has gone on for longer than I originally wanted, but sometimes it's justified. And right now I think exploring the Brandlee, like I just did, is justified for a long video, but there we are. On that note, have a good day everyone, take care of yourselves, be safe. Thank you to everyone watching my videos. I really do appreciate anyone and everyone who watches my videos. Thank you to you, each of you. So yeah, take care, be safe, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.